Tall Toad Tales, Bartolo, Discovering a New World, by Janice Lee Brannan. Down by the sea in Italy, in golden days long past, there lived a toad whose dream it was to sail the oceans vast. Bartolo, Buffo, Bonafide, not yet a name renowned, did not hold to the common view. He thought the world was round. Then from the shadows of the trees a croaking sound arose. In unison above the breeze the voice of ancient toads. "It's flat! It's flat!" the chorus sang. "There's an awesome ledge, and if your ship should sail that far, they'll sail right off the edge." "Don't go! Don't go!" their voices rang. "Sure as the virgin birth, if you should try to sail that far, you'll sail right off the earth." He asked the King of Portugal for ships to find a way to sail on west to reach the east in search of old Cathay. He'd set his sails to sail straight west, then sail on west some more, and on he'd sail until at last he'd reach an eastern shore. Then from the shadows of the trees a croaking sound arose. In unison above the breeze the voice of ancient toads. "Take heed, take heed," the chorus wailed. "Some winds have frightful force. The mighty gales will grab your sails and send your ships off course." Don't leave," came the refrain. "The spirits of the deep will drag you down and wrap you round in an eternal sleep." But visions danced inside his head of treasures yet untold, exotic spices, virgin lands of silver, jewels, and gold. The fabled islands of the east, the cinnamon and clove, rich silks and satins for the king to line his treasure trove. Then from the shadows of the trees a croaking sound arose. In unison above the breeze the voice of ancient toads. Dream on, the toads intoned. "Some kinds of dreams take wing, but fool's gold cannot a rich toad make, nor happiness can bring. Aware, just be aware. The eyes are often blind. You may not know the value of the treasure that you find." He pled his case without success, for kings must navigate the ins and outs and ups and downs of great affairs of state. Bartolo, he could hardly hear the negative reply, so struck was he by one small toad with shy and downcast eye. Then from the shadows of the trees a croaking sound arose. In unison above the breeze the voice of ancient toads. Oh no, say it's not so. This is a source of pain. But now that fate has dealt the hand, the cards, they must remain. Bartolo, oh, you can't change what's begun. New worlds await discovery. You are the chosen one. But Bartolo loved Croquita, and took her for his bride. But after giving him one son, the fair Croquita died. Bartolo wept, but as he slept, a dream once more took hold of fabled islands of the east of silver, jewels, and gold. Then from the shadows of the trees a croaking sound arose. In unison above the breeze the voice of ancient toads. Then mournfully the chorus cried, "You can't deny the fates. Your cherished wife has passed on through St. Peter's pearly gates. Go forth to Spain," they deeply sighed. "You have to sail the seas. The mighty sovereign of that state will listen to your pleas." So when he asked the Queen of Spain, with clever turn of mind, he promised her less 10% of all that he might find. She was a brilliant she-toad, in a brown and warty way, and gave Bartolo 3 small ships to search for old Cathay. Then from the shadows of the trees a croaking sound arose. In unison above the breeze the voice of ancient toads. "Somewhere out there," their voices groaned, "you'll meet your end, no doubt. The hourglass has broken and the sands of time run out." "How small you'll feel," the chorus droned, "when out of sight of shore the towering waves will dwarf your ships and hurricanes will roar." But when Bartolo finally sailed, bold admiral of the seas, he set his course and filled his sails with winds called westerlies. Day after day, for months and months, the tiny ships must sail. The crew lost hope, but at the helm Bartolo would prevail. Then from the ship's tall, stately mast a creaking sound arose. Above a great gale's howling blast, the voice of ancient toads. "The sea! The sea!" the chorus moaned. "Don't scorn the sea god's roar. He'll flip your ships like little sticks and dash them on the shore." "Take care! Take care!" the toads intoned. "The faint of heart or brave look just the same when buried 'neath the ocean's watery grave." One day an emerald isle appeared far in the distant haze. Bartolo sank down on his knees to say a prayer of praise. At last they'd reached the Indies shores, or so the admiral claimed, and that is how in this new world the Indians were named. Then from the shadows of the trees a croaking sound arose. In unison above the breeze the voice of ancient toads. "Look sharp! Look sharp!" the chorus gasped, "for coral reefs abound. The hidden tips will grab your ships and grind them to the ground." "Oh sharp! Oh sharp!" their voices rasped, "the teeth of monster fish. If you are swept into the sea, you'll make a tasty dish." The admiral boldly stepped ashore to lay claim for his queen the islands of this wondrous place and all the indigene. Bright strands of colored beads he gave, a medium of trade. The native toads were quite amazed, but came forth unafraid. Then from the shadows of the trees a croaking sound arose. In unison above the breeze the voice of ancient toads. "Beware! Beware!" the chorus croaked. "This is a foreign place. The toads here speak a foreign tongue. They are a foreign race. Some natives may seem friendly, but those aren't the only kind. Some toads eat toad, then sing and dance as soon as they have dined." Bartolo never found Cathay. Privation turned him old. But what a stroke of genius to have dreamed a dream so bold. He never knew that as time passed, his name would be renowned. Great piles of gold could never buy the world Bartolo found. Then from the shadows of the trees a croaking sound arose. In unison above the breeze the voice of ancient toads. "Not flat! Not flat!" the old toads moaned. "What has Bartolo found? By sailing west to find the east, he proved the world is round."